Hi, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on driving CX with the Unified Contact Center, built on Five9 and Microsoft. We'll get started in just a couple minutes. We're waiting for a few more people to join. So just hang with us for a moment. For those of you just joining, we'll get the webinar started in just a minute. We're just waiting for a few more participants to join, and then we'll get going. All right, looks like things are slowing down a bit. All right, well, let's get going. Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's webinar on driving CX with a unified contact center, built on Five9 and Microsoft. Today, we're here to discuss the challenges that contact centers face in today's complex business and technology landscape. My name is Brett Sharp. I'm part of the customer experience group here at Synoptek. Over my 20+ years in CX strategy, continuous improvement, customer support, and customer success management, I know how critical contact centers are to delivering great value to customers. Joining me today are Sydney Huggins, she's part of our real-time communications group here at Synoptek. And we also have Justin Dubois, who is a solutions consultant with our partner Five9. Sydney, Justin, do you want to say hello and give a brief description of your roles?
Absolutely. Greetings, everybody. I'm Justin Dubois, a solution consultant at Five9 within the Partner Alliance and Business Development team. My primary area of expertise is centered around Five9 and CRM integrations. Welcome to the webinar.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sydney Huggins. I'm the Sales Operations Manager in the Real-Time Communications practice, and I have experience on the Unified Communications side, focusing on Microsoft Teams phone system. And before that, I was in the hospitality industry as a contact center agent.
Excellent. Well, thank you and welcome to both of you. I think this is going to be an interesting topic. All right, so what are we going to talk about today? So today we're going to talk about the challenges that contact centers, modern contact centers face. We'll introduce the power of 4 C's. That's really customer experience, contact center, customer success, and customer 360. All 4 of these components are really essential to delivering a unified and seamless customer experience, and we'll show you that. We'll also discuss how to accelerate the move to a unified customer experience center, what the tools look like, and the benefits of doing so. And we'll provide a demo of a unified cloud contact center in action, showcasing how it can improve operations and provide better customer experience for your customers. So let's get started. Here at Synoptek, when we think about experiences, we always start with the customer. We delve into truly deeply understanding what customers really want and what they need. Typically, if a customer is calling a call center, they've previously already tried other methods, whether it be your website, mobile app, any other avenues, but they really couldn't achieve their desired task or the outcome they were looking for. Another probable situation is that they have a unique problem that can't be addressed through typical, self-service capabilities. Or, like many sites, self-service just isn't even an option. So if you've ever called for support or you've worked in a call center, you'll quickly recognize many of these typical situations on the slide. Long wait times, giving the same information over repeatedly to different folks, having multiple transfers to find the right person. So, we've all been there, right? So if we look at the other side of the coin and we really talk about what are the challenges for the contact centers, the agents, the managers, the supervisors? One of the first things that come into play is really the idea of how do you actually provide high value engagement at scale? Call queues can quickly back up, often become overwhelming for your agents, really leaving them with little time to prepare quality assistance to customers. This not only impacts the experience, but it also leads to agent burnout and attrition. With the workforce shortage of people wanting to work in call centers today, most companies need to retain as much talent as possible, which brings me to the second one around scarcity of talent. It's difficult enough to find the right people to manage call centers today. They're very complex. And if you're going through a transition like many of them are today, in terms of new systems, new integrations, what really happens to employee experience or team productivity? How do you maintain that level of service that customers are really expecting? Third challenge really gets to the lack of an integrated system. Agents often must navigate through multiple systems to answer just one question for customers. This creates frustration for customers and agents alike. Agents want to just solve customer problems, but often are overloaded by legacy systems or having to switch back and forth between multiple systems to find the right information. Agents also don't want to deal with password resets or telling customers their account number. Many of these things could just simply be automated, which leads us to the challenge of continuous product improvement. The products and services your company offers need to continually evolve to keep up with competition and customer expectations. Therefore, it's essential to quickly identify and resolve issues that impact customers as immediately as possible, which is, by the way, one of the underappreciated superpowers of most call centers, in my opinion. If you're not regularly and intentionally gathering the right customer data, that getting the feedback, the behavioral aspects from them, it's almost impossible to keep your products and services up to the level of what customers expect and what the competition is doing. And the last one is really around, are you able to get from your systems the strategic and tactical insights needed to drive your business performance? Are daily service level agreements or SLAs being met? Are you getting the right information from your data, shared dashboards, metrics, reports to really provide the sufficient information to your marketing teams, to your product teams, to even your line managers and supervisors to make day-to-day decisions to stay ahead of the competition? So we'd like to hear from you. With that, we're going to drop a quick poll to hear what are the major pain points that you guys are having in your contact centers today. And that poll should be coming up. There we go. So in the center of your screen, you have kind of a couple of choices. We'll take a couple seconds and have you pick the one that's the biggest challenge for your contact center. Okay, let's take a quick look at results and see what you guys are struggling with today. And the results should be popping up in just a second. Oh, we still got a couple more people polling, so we'll give it another second. All right, here's the results. So that integrated system, that lack of an integrated system is the biggest one at 35%. The high value engagement at scale, obviously a challenge. Yep. And then surprisingly, 15% with the scarcity of talent. I thought that would have been bigger, but same thing with the product issues. Okay, interesting. Thanks for sharing that. So as we go forward, interestingly, last week I came across this report, an industry report from CMP Research. The report focused on the top priorities call center leaders have for the remaining of 2023 and in preparations for 2024. This is really based on 72 global customer contact enterprises and what those companies are looking for in terms of how they're going to invest time, resources, and capital. And if you look at the first thing, they say the priority is creating a frictionless CX. So 40% of companies, of these enterprise companies, believe that their existing technology meets the needs of their customers. That's less than half that believe that existing technology will meet the needs. With so many new tools, technology coming onto the market each year, it's hard for leaders to know which one of these will likely provide value, which ones will integrate well with other systems, and which ones will have the staying power to get a return off the investment. So the question I'd have you ask yourself is, what's your plan or roadmap look like for integrating, evaluating, and reviewing that technology? The second challenge they really talked about was that retaining talent. Agent burnout, rising stress levels are impacting talent retention. In the same report, it said for agents that have high stress levels, more than half, more than 53% are uncertain if they will remain with their existing company 6 months from today. That's a lot of turnover. And that is compared to 25% of those that have zero or low stress levels. So, if you can manage that stress, retain your workforce. So making an employee experience that allows agents to work smarter, not harder, should be the goal for all contact center leaders in today's environment. So the question I'd ask you here is, how much stress do your current agents feel? What's it like for them? Can you make it easier? And then the third priority is really around managing those tech transitions. So with existing systems not meeting needs, leaders are looking to invest in new technology systems or suites that better meet the needs of agents, managers, operational teams, the executive leaders. It's got to meet all of the stakeholder groups. And they want integrated systems or suites that also enable customers with self-service options and automation. That means most call center teams will likely be going through some type of a system implementation or full transition in the coming year. So again, the question to you is, are you prepared for that transition? Justin, I know you talk to a lot of companies each year about call centers and cloud. How does this align, the results of this research align with what you're hearing from customers?
It absolutely aligns to the main points that we hear from our customers. Five9 Contact Center is a service platform that delivers a cloud-based solution ensuring reliability, scalability, and flexible solution tailored to your needs. The platform concerns agent desktop space by seamlessly integrating our agent adapter into your preferred CRM platform out of the box or through custom development using our agent desktop SDK. The powerful solution enhances customer journeys, integration of data sources, and improves customer experiences, as well as utilizing technologies like intelligent virtual agent and AI-enabled self-service for managing repetitive tasks, reduction of low-level requests on agent resources, and providing consistent customer experience. We also offer gamification for challenges and rewards to assist agent retention in that competitive job market. Thank you, Brett.
Excellent. So this really brings us to the point of so what can we do now, to overcome these challenges? And that's where we want to introduce you to the power of the 4 C's to customer empowerment. It really, while each of these things are probably components you're familiar with, it really is when you leverage the power of all 4 of these C's that companies can really start to create a unified approach that delivers seamless and personalized experiences to customers across all channels. So I'll cover each one briefly, but do know that we'll have upcoming webinars in this series that will kind of go through each of those in a little more detail. Customer experience, or CX, is really the cornerstone of a successful contact center. It's about understanding customer needs, providing them with personalized and meaningful interactions. This really starts with first defining your desired future state vision. How do you want to be able to purposefully design how customers interact with you, and what is going to lead to a positive, consistently positive outcome for them through that interaction. Having such a common goal often inspires and motivates employees, customers, and stakeholders because it really shows you have a clear sense of direction and that you know what level of service you want to offer. Customer 360 is really the holistic approach of gathering the customer information and then personalizing that experience, anticipating customers' needs, and then creating that more meaningful interaction. It involves gathering interviews, surveys, feedback loops, listening posts about making sure you understand as deeply what is the job the customer's hiring you to do, the job they're trying to get done, and why they're engaging you with you in the first place. This is a great area for many companies to actually identify what is the next enhancement, what is an innovation opportunity, and I think that's just an untapped potential for a lot of organizations. And then customer success is really about how are you delivering value to your customers? You know, this often requires the immediate and constant gathering, dissemination, and sharing of information across the entire enterprise to different teams, different stakeholders. So having a centralized capability to store and easily access all your experience data, your operational data, is no longer a luxury for most organizations, but it's actually a necessity to stay competitive. And then using automation and self-service capability for reducing and providing routine tasks, basic information can absolutely help with the process here. And then contact center is the core of what we're going to talk about in our demo. It's the operational backbone of a great customer experience strategy. But really, one of the opportunities that not every company is doing is really getting it integrated with their marketing and CRM systems, their voice of the customer programs, or having it be a broader part of a cohesive omni-channel experience. That's truly where contact centers become high-value assets that deliver daily on the customer vision and the promise you've talked about. Justin, would you like to share any thoughts here on kind of the self-service and virtual agent capabilities?
Absolutely, thank you. We find a lot of success with our intelligent virtual agent from a intelligent self-service to provide resolution of calls and assistance of calls prior to coming to an agent resource. This provides expert responses as well as consistent responses. This allows you to also offload a lot of those calls from the contact center agents and resources to the AI-enabled systems. We find a lot of success, desire, and need with our IVA product.
Thanks, Justin. So all of this really leads to what we call the Synoptek reference design, which is really the power of an integrated platform of products, services, programs, and people that all come together and really are enabled by kind of fully managed services. So for today's demo and webinar, we're really going to start focusing on the people that are really starting with the customer, the call agent, the SME, and the customer success, or the manager supervisor. So those are the ones that are highlighted in color. Again, we'll talk to others in a future webinar. But when we talk about the platforms and services that are offering, we really kind of break the suite of services down into kind of three core areas. The first one is really all about business management. This is the work of engaging customers, engaging your stakeholders. This is about how do we take information across multiple channels or touch points and help to enable and empower the users. It involves understanding of your business goals and needs. We start to explore how effectively your business applications are truly delivering value. And we do it all from a customer experience lens. The second part is we really look at then the operational management side of it all. This is about the data and intelligence we have across platforms, departments, products, anything that can help us guide to better support our frontline staff and our operational teams. Do you have information readily accessible and broadly shared across the enterprise on a regular basis? Are you leveraging cloud technology instead of data residing on multiple on-premise devices that might not always be available? These are some of the issues and challenges we'd really like to kind of focus on here. And then the third part is really around service management. This is looking at all of those areas of automation, productivity improvements, security, right? Or minimizing, kind of risk management. We really want to look at how seamless and frictionless do systems interact? Are they sharing the right information at the right time? How secure is your data and your systems from a potential cyber attack, right? That could shut your business down temporarily. When we put all this together, it provides a cohesive framework that's built on foundational technology that provides seamless integrations, lowers agent stress, and enables agents and customers to resolve issues quickly. So we do that through an approach that we've used with numerous companies to help them achieve high value engagement at scale. We break it down into 3 typical phases: envision, transform, and evolve. So let's start with stage 1, which is the envisioning and assessing the situation. This starts with a current state review of the contact center. What's working now, current pain points, what broken workflows exist, if there's missing or incomplete data, really a review of the entire system. We then work with clients to conceptualize an aspirational future state experience, determine the critical milestones that we want to achieve, and define success metrics and start tracking that performance. Then in the transform phase, this is where we're implementing and deploy the system with a clearly defined project plan. Once the stage involves the configuration, the selection, the deployment roadmap, decisions of whether this is going to be a CCaaS or a UCaaS deployment roadmap. We're going to look at, are you wanting out of the box or custom options? How do we configure and align through collaborative design and clearly defining the use cases, the journeys, the processes, and the communications that will all need to be developed to do this successfully. Finally, we move to stage 3, where we really focus on continual improvement and support. When we implement automations, with an eye on achieving tangible results. Often, many companies will deploy solutions by handing it over to the customer to manage and then stepping away. Our Evolve approach takes everything a step further. Our support covers all aspects of the engagement throughout the framework, providing full IT technology support and ongoing managed services if desired. We really consider ourselves an extension of your team. And the 2 real key points of differentiation in our approach are really those 2 bottom rows. So one is the focus on the employee adoption and enablement. Throughout the process, we're aligning the teams, we're aligning the workforce to really make sure that everyone's on the same goal and working off the same hymnal. We also maintain expert project management expertise, communications transparency, so that, again, everyone's clear on what's happening, what things we need to make decisions on, and what tweaks and adjustments are needed. And then the third part is really the customer. At every stage, we're incorporating, gathering customer feedback. We're looking at the data. We're testing things with customers to get feedback to make sure it's working. We're taking all of those insights to start making data-driven decisions to better enable the technology to empower and enable their desired outcome. So with that, I kind of simplify it and summarize it to sit there and say, in all of the implementations and all of the different solutions, I'd say there's 3 key factors. The first are those when you have customers that are fanatical about knowing, there are clients that are fanatical about knowing their customers, their data, their expectations, their needs. One stat that might be useful here is that 87% of companies currently believe that they provide great customer experiences, but only 11% of customers believe that they receive great experiences. That's a huge customer experience expectation gap. So the second one is around that data, right? Having that single source, shared, common data fabric, that accessible enterprise-wide information, everybody being aware and informed of what we know about customers and their behaviors. And the third one really is around, let's automate, right? Let's leverage a fully integrated technology platform or suite to provide seamless experiences. This is really making sure the system is fully integrated across the different tools, the systems, the teams. Agents have the resources to gather information quickly that's needed, make decisions at any time the customer is looking for it. So we believe our framework is successful largely due to the partner ecosystem of best-in-class solutions, which are shown at the bottom. All of this helps to work seamlessly together to deliver value for contact center leaders, agents, and customers. Justin, again, I'd love to hear your thoughts on if you agree or disagree that these factors of success are the right factors.
Absolutely do agree with these factors for success. It shows the complexity in this solution. And I just want to highlight that from the perspective of Synoptek and Five9, we have the capabilities to provide you in-depth professional services, technical account managers, consultation to help you assist in this journey, additional points of training. So even though there's a complexity here and we all are very aware of it, we're able to help you execute and to deliver across all these platforms. So thank you very much, Brett.
Sydney, do you want to tell us the story? Give us a client example here.
Sure. So we'll dive into this customer example that demonstrates the power of the 4 C's and our modern contact center approach. So our client was a private equity group. They were looking to acquire CHCS services as just one component from a much larger company. And as part of the closing conditions, CHCS was required to fully rebuild their communication systems from scratch, all within 4 months. They were using a Cisco Call Manager for general telephony and Cisco UCCE for contact center. The seller was experiencing large costs related to maintaining these legacy solutions. They originally asked us to replicate the existing environment by migrating the legacy premise-based solution to a similar premise-based solution. They believed that that would be the shortest path of migration to ensure they met that deadline. However, we advised the client that we could migrate them to the cloud in a future-proof hybrid environment that consisted of Microsoft Teams for general telephony and Five9 for the contact center. They agreed to the implementation, and we were able to not only replicate, but improve their communication systems all by that closing date. And the result of this migration has been a radical improvement of their ability to manage their contact center operations. And prior to migrating, the organization was paying hefty rebates to its insurance clients due to habitually missed SLAs. But since the migration, CHCS has met or exceeded those SLA obligations, resulting in saving hundreds of thousands of dollars annually. And this solution enabled their agents to work from home during the pandemic. And in terms of success metrics, you'll see them here on the screen. Their call handling capacity increased by 20%. The penalties from missed SLAs were completely eradicated, and the trust and confidence from their customers and their stakeholders increased dramatically. And all of this led to CHCS getting a return on their investment in 8 to 9 months, where it was originally estimated to take 12 to 18 months. Over to you, Justin.
Thank you. Five9 is committed to upholding our customers' experience promise, enabling you to do the same. Our intelligent CX platform seamlessly blends human expertise and cutting-edge technology. Through our collaboration with Synoptek, we'll support your requirements from day one and beyond. Our cloud-native platform offers a scalable, dependable, and adaptable solution enhanced by artificial intelligence and multi-channel experiences. The platform is also enabled by a low-code development environment, allowing for the lack of reliance on expensive development resources, putting the power into the contact center resources' hands. Next slide, please. Five9 persistently cultivates and sustains a robust relationship with Microsoft technologies. This is demonstrated by our support for both channel integration frameworks, CIF v1 and v2, utilized in Microsoft Dynamics, compatibility with Power Apps and Azure Cloud Platform, integration of product AI through Azure AI Services, and our Microsoft Teams solution certification. The latter ensured smooth integration between unified communications and contact center services. Thank you.
So here is an example of a visual representation of the frictionless customer service that we've designed for the demonstration today. This is a customer journey starting with the customer calling in to our demo company, which we've named Response Matters. They're greeted by a virtual agent with Five9. The virtual agent helps them select what department they need, which escalates to the live agent. And during the call, maybe the live agent needs help from a subject matter expert who isn't on Five9. They'd be able to transfer to the SME or conference them into the call using the Teams adapter, or they could transfer to a supervisor if needed for escalation. And then afterwards, that supervisor can review the interaction and see how the agents are performing by looking at their Power BI dashboard. And then the right side of the screen with the orange path will be shown in a future webinar. So now we are going to play our demo for you.
I'll be placing a call through our Five9's IVA product showing our intelligent self-service that will be delivered to the agent that is logged into the Five9 adapter in Microsoft Dynamics.
Welcome to Response Matters, Inc. Thank you for calling. How can I help you today?
Support, please.
You will now be transferred to the support department.
The call is now transferred to the agent, where I'm receiving a screen pop in Microsoft Dynamics to the related contact. As you will notice, the Five9 adapter changes for call control when the call is answered. We also have the Microsoft Dynamics contact, as well as recent actions that are displayed. This is all capable on all contacts and information from Microsoft Dynamics as the information is passed from Five9 to Microsoft Dynamics. Now, in this situation, we're going to showcase a transfer through Microsoft Teams to another team member. This is showcasing our Teams integration. I'm going to do a call transfer and go through contacts so that you can see how we're able to sync presence as well as contacts within Microsoft Teams. I'm going to scroll down to our contact, Lois Lane, select Lois, and then complete the transfer. You do notice I have the capabilities of doing a warm or cold transfer. I'm going to do a cold transfer in this demonstration. When I complete the transfer out, I'm asked to disposition call, which is a Five9 feature functionality. I complete the transfer, and as you noticed, I am notified that I am completed of the transfer, and I go back available to answer additional calls. Now the call is transferred over to Lois Lane. Okay, and that would be to you, Sid.
So the agent is escalating a call to me, and I'm going to accept it here within Dynamics and take care of the customer.
This call is being recorded.
And as you can tell, the call is being recorded, so I can review the transcript and the recording afterwards. Now here I'm the subject matter expert, Lois Lane. I'm not in a queue like the agents are, so I use Microsoft Teams for calling. So I'll take that call here and the call. And in the conversation with the customer, I, let's say, promised to send a confirmation email to them. There's a feature called Conversation Intelligence within Dynamics that will automatically create tasks for me based on the transcript of the call. So since I promised to send that email, it picks up on that as well, and other keywords that would prompt a task for me. It also captures a transcript and call recording, as I mentioned. It can even pick up on customer sentiment based on the transcript. And then as a supervisor, I could review this in the Sales Insight dashboard and look at customer sentiment across all of my calls and see things like tracked keywords and tracked competitors. The calling integration with Teams requires you to have that Teams phone system license and a calling plan. And Synoptek, we have our own voice network. We offer fully managed calling plans. So if you don't have that today, definitely contact us and we can help set up the phone system for you. So you have your dial pad here. You can be making outgoing calls as well. If you click on the phone icon in any record, there's a click to dial feature. You could also call someone internally, like one of your colleagues here, by searching for them. I could call my colleague Tony. And when you turn on the Teams calls in Dynamics, you can set it up however works for your work style. So maybe you want to use it for all of your calls, or maybe just for the incoming calls. It's up to you. And the second integration piece with Teams is chat. So I can start a regular chat, very similar, just like a Teams chat,
Or I could start a connected chat, and that's going to automatically link to this record within Dynamics. I can talk to someone within my organization about this record. I can include the note, which will automatically pull some details from the record, type my message, and when I start the chat, my colleague there, Tony, he's going to get a link. And if he clicks on that link, it'll go right here into the record in Dynamics.
Now I want to pretend that I'm the supervisor of the contact center. I'm not taking calls, but I want to see how my contact center is performing and how those agents are performing individually. I'll go here into my Dynamics dashboard, which is an embedded Power BI dashboard. There's a native integration between Dynamics and Power BI as they're both Microsoft software. But what we've done here is created the data integration between Power BI and the Five9 data to build out these custom dashboards. So here I have an example of a supervisor dashboard, and I'm able to see a lot of different metrics here that will give me a view into the performance of my contact center, looking at call queues, which are also known as skills, and my agents. Some KPIs that I can see in this dashboard include the total number of calls, the call completion rate, call abandon rate, call disconnects. I can see average wait times here, things like my top groups, call categories, also known as dispositions, and top agents. And for example, if I look at my top 9 agents chart here, I can see that Lois Lane is doing very well with a low average handle time and a high number of actioned calls. But if I take a look at their colleague, Shobit here, they're doing quite the opposite. So a very long average handle time and a lower amount of actioned calls. So that information might signal to me that this person needs some additional training and maybe some coaching from me to help decrease that call handle time. If I look at call count by month, for example, I can see this large spike in January of this year, and I might want to investigate why there was this large spike in number of calls. But I do know that one of our biggest clients is a college, and this is their registration period. So it's a very busy time of year. We take a large volume of calls for them. And here's just another example of a different type of dashboard that we could build. This one, I can look at very similar metrics, but you can arrange it in different charts, different visuals. Here, I can see my call abandon rate is 7.9%, and that's a bit too high for us. Here, we've set our SLA at 5%. So as a supervisor, I might want to investigate why we're getting above average call abandon rates, and that could maybe indicate a staffing shortage issue. I also have this interesting heat map here. So I can see the number of calls per state. If I just hover over the state, it'll tell me how many number of calls I have. And any of these dashboards can be filtered down depending on the year, the agent group, the agent name, disposition, as well as the date range. This is just examples that we're showing here with some sample data that we have, but we will work with you to develop your own dashboards depending on your business use case and the particular KPIs that are important to your organization.
All right. And next slide. Perfect. So here is a screenshot of that first dashboard that I showed in the demo. As I mentioned, it's just an example. It's not a turnkey solution, but it's a customized development. It's all about the insights that matter to your business. So our data analytics team, they're well-versed in Power BI, but they're also very experienced in other reporting tools. So if you prefer to use a tool like Tableau, for example, we can customize the dashboards for your specific KPIs. We'll even help you identify what KPIs you should be tracking. So we'll work with you to develop a data strategy that maps to your business strategy. Then our team is going to bring in all the data sources together and create that single source of truth from which to pull the information into dashboards such as this one. Next slide, please. Yep, so some key takeaways that you saw in the demo. We showcased the Five9 Intelligent Virtual Agent, which is an AI feature that Justin described. It allows the customer to speak in a natural way without needing to press a button. And the IVA can also handle a lot of other things. So they can even take on menial tasks such as account balance information, checking the status of a ticket, answering frequently asked questions, which can help free up human agents to work on more complex requests. Then we showed the agent escalating to a subject matter expert with the Teams directory integration. And this helps the agent feel supported by the rest of the organization with that ability to transfer or conference in an SME that uses the Teams phone system. So there's no longer that disconnect between the contact center and the back office, and that improves efficiency and effectiveness of the entire business. And then from a supervisor perspective, we showed the conversation intelligence piece that gives you insight into what your customers are talking about and how they're feeling. And then lastly, we showed the embedded call log dashboard within Dynamics, which gives the supervisor that visibility into their agent's productivity, and they can see how well the agents are caring for the customers. These metrics can illustrate trends over time and help them to make important business decisions moving forward. Back over to you, Brett.
Thanks, Cindy and Justin, for that great demonstration. As Cindy said, the robustness and the fully integrated platform suite really allows you to create your own experiences. So let's go create your differentiated experience now. Which brings us to 3 service offerings we'd like to share with you as you prepare to embark on the move to a unified contact center. The first is our 5-time return guaranteed. If we conduct a discovery assessment with your organization, we'll guarantee to find revenue generating or cost saving opportunities that are at least 5 times the cost of the assessment. What's better is if we fall short, you get your money back for that assessment. So it's a win-win. Next is our dashboard and analytics assessment, where we do a review of your existing data sources, your metrics, KPI definition. We'll look at the existing architecture review of current data platforms and look at the design of a future state architecture for it. We'll build a roadmap, plan, and estimate for implementing the dashboard. And Synoptek will work with you to develop your call center metrics and KPIs. So all of that is the assessment for the dashboard. And that will include, the Power BI, Tableau, any of the kind of recommendations for how do you get that information. And finally, if you really need help kind of with defining that future state vision, the level of experience that you want to offer to your customers, or just need to better understand your customers' needs in general, gather more of that data, we have a CX as a service offering. So this is really where we'll provide typically a 20-hour CX assessment to help you understand and align your organization, assess gaps from best practices, gather data and information from stakeholders, and then we could also provide service blueprints, customer journey mapping to really flesh out those customer needs, identify key moments of truth, and look at those potential innovation ideas we talked about earlier. Justin, over to you.
Thank you. Five9 stands as a top-tier provider of cloud-based contact center solutions by offering our contact center as a service platform. With over 20 years experience in delivering contact center solutions to customers both domestically and internationally, our platform has far-reaching global presence in telecommunication facilities, data center locations, and networks, currently supporting over 140,000 simultaneous agent seats. Our extensive partner network enables us to deliver the solutions you require. We take pride in our consistent annual growth and impressive net promoter score, which exceeds 90%, affirming our position as a market leader. Thank you, Brett.
And, for Synoptek, we're a full service contact center partner, and you'll see by the numbers, first of all, it starts with the Microsoft Teams communications. We're certified. We've done hundreds of projects across industries worldwide. But not just that, we actually focus on Dynamics and Power BI. Sydney has talked about multiple times, with, again, hundreds of Dynamics and Power Platform consultants. We really focus on building the build the right way the first time, fixing those that are not fixed, or managing your ongoing services. Customer experience, So we've had 30 years experience as an award-winning digital experience agency. We do strategy, creative, research, and delivery. So if you're really looking to drive empowerment and engagement through self-service on your website, client portal, and mobile app, we're happy to talk to you. And, you know, we provide full service business technology advisory and managed services. So we can kind of do a lot of it. And if you look at some of the numbers, I mean, we've had a proven success record for the last couple decades. And then we'd like to kind of wrap it up with the idea of we want to offer you a promotion today. If you actually use the QR code here, it'll take you to a website where you can schedule an introductory call one-on-one with Synoptek and Five9 representatives, talk through your system and your challenges. And then what we would do is you could sign up for two-hour work sessions where we'll go through the discovery process, gather information, do some interviews, and then come up with a final analysis and suggestion on how can you move more quickly to a unified contact center. So make sure you snap that or click the link. And let's see, lunch is on us. For everybody that registered for the webinar today, we greatly appreciate it. And you're going to receive after this a DoorDash gift card. So from our sponsors from Five9, you will receive that in the email. And the only qualification is that you used your valid business email and that you attended the webinar. So thank you very much for those that did. Enjoy that free meal. And then please stay tuned for the next webinar in the series. The next one will be Customer Success Modernization with ServiceNow. So with that, I want to say thank you, everyone, and we're able to stick around for some questions. So let's see here. What questions do we have? Okay, we got our first question coming in. Do I need to purchase a Power BI license from Synoptek? Sydney?
Yeah, I can take that one. So you don't have to purchase your Power BI licenses from us. You can get them from your current CSP or Microsoft Direct, but we are a Microsoft CSP. So if you do want to purchase them through us, we can absolutely help you with that, as well as any Microsoft license.
Thanks, Sydney. All right, next question. In your experience, what is the #1 metric that impacts customer experience? I guess I'll go ahead and take that one. So the thing that drives dissatisfaction the most is multiple handoffs between departments. I believe that after the third handoff, you'll get about a 75 to 80% drop off of customers. A second one that I put right up behind that is repeating information, the same information multiple times, either in the IVR and then with an agent or across multiple agents, really drives dissatisfaction. All right. We've got, does the reporting capture activity from other channels, such as email, live chat, or SMS? Justin?
Absolutely does. Our analytics reporting packages and integrations include the full omni-channel suite. So we can report in voice, emails, chat, SMS throughout our package.
And again, if I didn't mention it, the Q&A function at the bottom, you can submit any questions you have. So let's see if we have any others. And let's see.
Looks like they're looking for an email for questions if they have questions after the webinar.
Oh, perfect.
Oh, and Tiffany responded.
Yep. So Tiffany Yang or T Yang at Synoptek is a good email to reach out to if you have any questions about today's webinar. And it looks like we have one other question. In addition to the Power BI reporting, what other services can Synoptek provide related to unified communications?
I could take that one. So our RTC or real-time communications practice We specialize in Teams phone system, so that's our unified communication system. We do everything as far as implementation, support, so we can handle that whole transition for you and supporting it 24/7 in the future.
Excellent. Thank you. Well, it looks like we're at time. So I want to thank everybody who joined us today. Definitely, Justin, Sydney, greatly appreciate all the feedback you had and the insights you had here. So thank you for your participation. And yeah, again, if you have any questions or you don't get your DoorDash gift card, please reach out to Tiffany Yang at Synoptek, T Yang at synoptek.com. Thank you and have a great day.